don't know about you guys, looking at this manicure, it made me think of those rocket ice pops. Oh shoot, that was actually meant to be a small star instead of the medium-sized star. Happy mistake, right? Hi everyone, it's me, Tiana. Thank you so much for joining me. And if this is your first time, welcome. Before I forget, don't forget to hit that notification bell that lets you know when we go live, and so you can join in the conversation instantly. So 4th of July is coming around, and I wanted to show you guys different designs that I thought would be kind of unique for the holiday. Let me just go ahead and show you. Really simple stuff. So you guys know me, right? I love a nice simple manicure, and I think any of these could be really paired with a solid background. And actually, I'm going to be using plates that you probably didn't even think of for the holiday, such as like these. The two I'm going to feature today is actually our Shape Nouveau plate. So this is BMXL 501, and I'm going to be using the stars here. But as you can see with this particular plate, there's a lot you can do. This plate was actually designed for our pencil stamper, but you know, with this pencil stamper in mind. But today I'm actually going to be using the double-ended stamper, my handy dandy pink double-ended stamper. And then the other plate I'm going to be featuring is for this other design I created, and this is actually using the M052 design. So let me show you what that looks like. So I created kind of like these, like a different take on French tip nails. So this is kind of like a negative space design. And then I also did one with a solid background, a solid colored background. So I was like, oh, that would be kind of cute if you did like a little skittlette thing. But it just goes to show you that there is another way to actually use this plate. There's so many things, really cool things you can do with this plate. And not to mention, you know, these are not brand new. So it's not, you know, perhaps you already have these plates kind of laying around, and you can just go ahead and reach for them. So give me some hearts if you guys like these designs. No, maybe I need to bring them up a little higher so you can see. So here's my little star. So I'm going to show you guys a gradient. And this is really nice too if you just want to do a bare nail, or maybe you can think of it as like a solid background. And this I just did like a really cute dry brush using some metallic polishes. And I'm going to show you guys the polishes because this is what I use, and I'm also going to give you some additional polishes that I maybe had in mind, but I didn't quite use them. I think they would be really nice colors to kind of for you to try if you have them laying around, or if you have a color similar to it. And like I said, so here is an up close version of like the French style. So it's kind of nice because you can alternate the stamps and the way that they overlap, so the nail wouldn't, you know, it's not going to look the same. So today I'm going to be working on tips, and I'm going to be using, of course, these three colors because it's red, white, and blue. And also, if you didn't know, we actually have a bundled set that is being sold online for these three colors. So if you don't have these colors, or you want to pick them up, really good deal online right now. So right here I have Cherry Bomb Red, which is this gorgeous, gorgeous red. Kind of like a true red. Of course, Bam White, can't live without it. And Royal Blue. I also have for the dry brush design, so like I said, I use metallic colors. So I have Evil Eye here, which is a gorgeous metallic red. Then I have Frozen, and I have Bubbly, which is actually not like it's actually like, it's a softer blue. Like I don't want to say a light blue, but it's definitely softer than a royal blue. And it has like these gorgeous silver tints inside. But I have, like I said, I have a few other colors that, this color I will be using. So I don't know about you guys, looking at this manicure, it made me think of those Rocket Pops or something like that, but that's what the colors reminded me of. And this is the blue I use, which is blue glue. Okay, so here are some other colors. Pewter, I thought would be kind of cool is as a replacement for like white if you wanted to do like red, silver, and blue. And this also double bubble, which is a gorgeous blue that I think you could use to do any of these manicures as well. I think you guys would really like to see the French tip design, so I'm going to actually showcase that one for you guys first, if you don't mind. So I'm going to be using these designs, actually this one specifically. I feel like it just has a longer line, you know, because I'm going to be doing kind of like that diagonal line. So I'm going to need kind of like a longer line to go across the nail. However, you know, I'm using tips, so look at your nail. This one, I had to just cut it last night. I probably wouldn't have to use something this long, but you know, maybe I'll probably use something shorter like this one. But look at your fingers, see what works best. I love negative space designs because they're just so simple, and sometimes you just don't have the time for something that takes a long time. So I'm always down to show you guys something that's simple in nature. Okay. So these plates, definitely remember to have your stamping plate be as flat as possible. So here, that's a really nice clean pickup. So I'm just gonna clean off the excess there and grab my tip and just gonna create kind of like an X. So you see that? There you go. Can't do anything unless I have my sticky stamper station, or make sure you have a whole lot of Scotch tape. And the next color I'm going to use is red. So again, just make sure you clean your plate, you have your acetone ready. Using my pineapple cotton grabber, which is such an awesome product. I know you guys always hear me say that. You guys are probably tired of hearing me say that, but it is a pretty awesome product. So here, the scraper, we don't want to go high, we want to go flat. And the reason why we're doing that is because we don't want to dig out any polish. If you scrape hard, you will dig out a lot of polish. You see how opaque that is and solid? So here I am. I'm gonna stamp just like that. And there you go. There's the first one. So I want to alternate so all the nails look a little different. So this is a white and red. So I want to do now a red with royal blue. I feel like this is so important, so I'm going to walk you guys through this process again. Okay. Also take note of the direction. You see how I'm going this way instead of this way? I feel like if you were scraping towards me or away from me, you'd actually have a chance of digging out more polish. Whereas me going side to side, or like, well, first of all, I'm going to the closest edge so I don't get excess all over, but it's so important to do it in the same direction as the polish. As the design, so you don't dig out any of that polish. You see there. Okay. So I think I saw somebody ask the colors I'm using. So this is Cherry Bomb, Bam White, and Royal Blue. This plate, as far as this the scraping technique I'm talking about, I think it applies to pretty much the whole plate, especially when there's designs where you can dig a lot of polish and it's like this heavily large etched area. Very, very important to try and be as flat as possible so you keep as much polish in the design. Okay, so now I'm gonna go with the royal blue. So watch me do that again. I'm gonna be as flat as possible so I don't dig out a lot of polish. I find for me, you know, we always talk about stamping technique, right? Push down and up works for me. Okay, there's the other design. So there's that. The next design I'm going to show you is super, super easy. Is just the dry brush. So using Evil Eye, Frozen, and Bubbly. So dry brush technique, super, super simple. Take off as much polish as you can. You know, I'll just kind of keep going like this until I see the brush getting dry. You don't see goopy puddles of polish on your brush. Sometimes I'll just kind of lightly go like this too, because you know that still leaves a lot of excess. And so basically what I'm going to do is just dry brush lightly with a really light hand onto my finger or my nail. So it kind of gives it like this distressed look. I don't think there's a rhyme or reason as to the technique in which you do, you know, you put your lines. This is just the way that I'm doing it. I would say start really light-handed first if you're going to do this design. So same thing, dry brush, make sure, there's a bubble. Take off as much polish as you possibly can. A little goes a long way. And this particular design, you definitely don't need stamping polish. You can use any kind of red, white, and blue polish you have at home. So go check your polish selection and see what you got. Okay. This technique, I would definitely recommend you use some kind of cuticle protector. I mean, if you're gonna do stamping, you should anyway, but use your cuticle protector, use your Mani mask, use your poly peel. Very, very important so you don't get this all over your skin, especially using red. Y'all know where I'm going with that, right? Red just sucks to take off on your skin. And then the last color is going to be the Frozen. So take off the excess polish, just like that. Okay. Rub off any excess you have on the paper towel. And go ahead and dry brush. So I think if you wanted to go in some kind of bright color or like a darker blue or something, add some stars or some stripes or some kind of stamp design on this, you totally could. So this just gives you like a really nice base to work off of. But there you go, dry brush. Super easy, super fast to dry, and you just have to put any top coat. The next design, I'm going to save the gradient for last because that one's probably going to take a little bit. So I'm going to do star design. Who doesn't love stars, right? So mostly for this, I'm going to be using these stars here in this row here, but I'm going to be using the colored in ones. So if you wanted to, you could actually outline your stars with like, say for instance, if you wanted to stamp the color solid in white, and then you could do an outline in red or blue if you wanted to. So the plate I'm using now is Shape Nouveau BMXL 501. Such a versatile plate. Okay, so since red is closest to me, I'm going to go ahead and use the red. And I'm going to grab the big star. So this manicure actually takes different sizes of stars. And this one, I'm gonna really want to make sure I isolate that so I don't stamp anything else. I'm actually gonna show you guys a technique too. So I don't know if I can bring this up. You see how I'm missing paint over there? I'm just gonna take care of that with my detail brush, and I'm gonna show you guys that after. Let's go ahead and clean that off using my royal blue. I think you could totally do this design with any of the metallic colors I showed you too. So be creative. Go ahead and do it however you want to. There's my blue. And let's see. Before I clean my plate, I'm gonna pick up another star, but it's gonna be the middle one. So same thing with this plate, because there's a lot of heavily etched area, you definitely want to make sure your scraper card is as flat as possible when doing your pickup. Let me clean that. And let me pick up another medium star using the blue. So I'm just going to isolate that using the back of my scraper card. There you go. You know, sometimes we have so many plates that you just totally forget which plate you have, and maybe you don't go back to them because we have such cool plates, right? So, but I like to show you, you know, different manicures, different style of manicures using, you know, possibly things you might have. So this plate is not a new plate. This is something we've carried for a very long time. It's so versatile, and here I am creating my own, pretty much like a red, white, and blue star design. Let me use a small guy here. Do you guys have a favorite shape? I remember in high school, I was crazy for stars. I mean, probably stars over hearts would be my favorite shape. But let me know in the comments if you have a favorite shape. But look at that. I'm putting it up close because I know from afar it's hard to see the white. Okay. So now that you can see it up close, you can see that I'm missing a little bit of polish with the pickup and stuff, and that's okay because I'm going to show you how to fix that with a detail brush. So I'm using something that's really fine. And then remove this. So all I'm going to do is just grab some polish and add some polish back in so it looks like a completed star. So I'm just going to grab some that red polish. As you can see, there's really not much on my brush. Okay. Oh. There you go. I'm just trying to, and don't worry, if you see any of the brush strokes, you'll be able to cover that up with your top coat, so don't worry about that. See, before I had some missing polish and now I just covered it up with the red. So let's go ahead and use the blue. Again, don't really have a lot of polish. We just want enough to cover up these little burps. These little blurps here. simple. There you go. So let's go ahead. Let me put a top coat so you can kind of see some slight bubbling. But that's just because of me and the polish. You know, of course, when you stamp this, it's a lot smoother, but I'm just going to go ahead and use a smudge-free top coat. And you see how that smooths that out? So earlier you saw bumps, right? Now it's completely smooth. What do you guys think? So the last design we're going to do is this design. For this one, I am going to still use the cherry bomb and the white, but I'm going to use a different type of blue, which is blue glue, which, as you can see, very, very, very different color in terms of the darkness. But like I said, Astro Pops, Bomb Pops, if that's what you call them, that's what we're going to use. So like I said, this one I'm going to be using a makeup wedge to help me with the gradient. So if you have any of these makeup wedges, go ahead and use this. I will be using this edge. So here I'm going to put on the cherry bomb red. Don't worry if it overlaps. You want that to happen when you're doing a gradient because the whole idea is for the colors to blend. Now I'm using blue glue. Okay. So let me just blot that really quickly and go to town. Trying to keep that white in the center, but of course we want to go ahead and add 3 colors here. So sometimes I'll just move the my sponge to kind of match the color. To kind of make it more opaque. Okay, there you go. Let me bring that up a little closer so you guys can see. Okay. Don't throw this away, use it again. So again, I'm going to go ahead and use the Shape Nouveau plate. Again, I'm going to use the stars. So I'm going to start off with the white. I want to do a big star. Before I get started, let me go ahead and clean this plate off. Oops, need more acetone. So I'm going to use the white. I'm going to get a big star. Scrape that flat. Pick it up. There you go. I want to isolate, make sure I don't get anything else stamped onto that tip. And I'm going to try and center this as best as possible. There you go. So before I clean that up, let me go with the blue glue and pick up that middle star, slightly smaller one. And let's go ahead and isolate that. We're taking off that star. And I'm going to stamp underneath that. Oop. I stamped it slightly to the left. Sorry about that, guys. Oh shoot, I made a boo-boo. Sorry guys. That was actually meant to be a small star instead of the medium-sized star. That's okay. I guess you could use that size too. So since I made that boo-boo, I'm gonna go ahead and make the top star the same size. Happy happy mistake, right? That's what Bob Ross used to say. Little happy mistake. Okay. So let's see. Step. So looking at this, in comparison to this, you can see where I messed up, but it's okay. Mistakes happen. Had I done this, had I known that I was going to use the bigger star, I definitely would put the white in the center a little bit more, but yeah. So at least now you can see the star comparison sizes. Oh gosh. So there's that. So I'm going to use the same technique. I would rather, blah, blah, blah. Excuse me. Again, with these little missing little pieces here, I would do the same technique that I just showed you for the other stars, just taking some of the polish with my detail brush and, you know, just filling in those little pockets so it looks like a completed star. So let me line it up so you guys can see what we did today. And please, please mention us if you recreate any of these designs for yourselves, if you use it as an accent, or you decided to do a full manicure design, whatever, please mention us. We want to see. Let me just clean up. So here's my boo-boo, my little boo-boo. There's that. My dry brush design. Our star design here, and then also the design we created using the French tip manicure plate. So tell me which one you guys like best. So let me know in the comments which one you like the best, and that's gonna complete today's live. I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care. Bye.